Welcome to Power Fridays Live, the channel that aims to make a difference in the world through transformation, spiritual growth, and for entrepreneurs. Our vision is to empower individuals to live their lives with purpose and to make a positive impact on the world. We believe that power and purpose are the driving forces behind success and fulfillment in both personal and professional life. Through our broadcast, we discuss business strategies and techniques that can help entrepreneurs achieve their goals and take their business to the next level. We believe that through sharing knowledge and experience, we can empower each other to succeed and make a difference in the world. Now here's our host, Janelle Pulley.
Hi, welcome to Power Fridays Live, and thank you so much for joining us this evening. And how are you doing this evening, Devon? So you're muted. So how are you, Josiah?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Oh, great. We have teen young entrepreneur, Josiah Green, who is a self-care expert. She launched her own company and her own brand. So we're super excited. She's our very first teenpreneur that we are interviewing on Power Fridays Live. So I'm super excited to hear your story this evening, Josiah, because I know that what you've accomplished at such a young age. There are a lot of people who are adults out there in this universe trying to do something and saying they want to do something, and here you've taken the action to make it happen. So thanks so much for being with us tonight. I know you could be anywhere, but we are all about the self-care because this month is awareness for diabetes and a whole lot of cancers and other things. And so we hope to hear from you to let us know how we can take care of ourselves. And how are you this evening, Devon?
I'm good now that I'm unmuted.
Yes, we are live, so anything can happen. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. So, Josiah, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell the world your story so we could get to know who you are, what you do, and how you got to be this self-care future millionaire.
Future billionaire. But yeah. Honestly, I'm from Maryland. I'm 18, about to turn 19. I love all things in that space and in that realm. I think for me, what probably got me started on like self-care was I remember like going to Bath and Body Works with my mom, getting things like that with her, and that's kind of what started me on that track. And by me being an only child, of course, you're left to your own devices quite frequently. Like you don't have siblings to like mess with. So I remember when I was 8, I learned how to make my own lipsticks out of crayons. It was like crayons, Vaseline, and something else, and you heat them up, and it was a whole thing. But being an only child and being able to really explore my creativity and all my different habits and interests, that's what really helped me be able to find the things that I'm truly passionate about, which one of them is self-care and wellness. So, yeah, that's like a little start about me.
Well, awesome. And thanks so much for sharing that. And I'm not an only child, but I do know that you are creative beings because you have to, look at, who you are, be by yourself and, have your friends and all of that in their community. So it started out with crayons and Vaseline. So that's a perfect combination to know that, it's possible. So this isn't as toxic as we thought it was. And so now that you're still a teenager, so when did this start for you? Did it start in elementary? Did it start in junior high school? And what made you want to say, hey, I have a business now?
What did it was, oh, yes.
Go ahead.
Sorry, there's like a bit of a lag for me. Like it'll lag for a second, then catch up. So that's why I might be like delayed. um, but what started it for me, I've talked about owning a business since I was like, I want to say since I was 11. So that would be like fifth grade. I would frequently tell like my cousins, like, oh, like when I go to college, I'm majoring in business and then I want to get my real estate license. Like those were things that I was interested in very young because, again, I just had a lot of time to learn new things, read, and really educate myself. But what started my business off, I think it was April, April 2021. So like towards the ending of like quarantine. But I had this really bad skin condition, which I still have. It's called dermatographia. When you scratch, well, like when I scratch, my skin whelps up like hives, and it just looks so. It looks like it hurts, but it doesn't. I'm just itchy. My skin's just dry. Um, so because of that, and me having that problem, that's really what made me want to make my skincare business because there wasn't anything on the market that really helped me. And there's not a lot of people that have this problem either. So there's not a lot of research on it. So there's not much that can really be done about it unless there's more research, which is something I'm hoping to achieve one day, of finding more products that work and help heal this skincare problem. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't hurt me, but like if I were to scratch my face, like it would get super red and just like you would see the whole like scratch line on my face. It happens everywhere. It's so horrible. And one thing about it, it can be triggered by a number of things. So if this is for other people too that have it, but if you're tired, your skin's dry, it can come from different emotions. So there's a lot of different things that can trigger it and make it happen. But one of the leading causes is your skin being dry. So that's the main leading cause that caused me to want to make my business. Because there's nobody to help me. And there's obviously other people that have it. I'm not the only one. So I saw the need and I was trying to fix it. So that's what got me started.
So,
go ahead.
No, so when you noticed that you were having this problem, did you first try a lot of different products and they weren't working? That's what got you to?
Well, we tried a lot of things. So first it started with going to like natural soaps. Then it was unscented body products. And it was like the gentle, unscented, natural laundry detergents. Changing my diet, seeing if I'm maybe having allergic reactions to foods. Like so much changed in my life for me to figure out what it was and finally get to a place where I was like, oh, it's happening because of this, or oh, I'm tired. Okay, I'm getting a little itchy. Okay, here come the little hive looking things. But yeah, I definitely tried a like variety of different things and considered a lot of different causes, especially like laundry detergent. Like that was, you know how much of a stretch that is. It was to the point like my family, we used to do our clothes all together. My clothes had to be separated from everybody's. Like we tried so many different things, and for the longest I just suffered. And I was also very embarrassed because again, there's nobody else that has this problem that I know. And let's say you just got a little itch, you just like, okay, yeah, you scratch your face, and now people are like, oh, what's wrong? Are you okay? Having so many people bombard me and ask me that, it was just very embarrassing until I was able to figure out what was going on and how to fix it for myself. Now when people ask me, I'm just like, oh yeah, like I have this skin thing. Like, but being younger and that happening to me, it was just really embarrassing. Like the first time it happened, I think it was like 13. And that's when we started like all these different things. And then it got a lot worse when I turned 14 because I started working in a restaurant. So by being around all that food and stuff, like it was a lot going on. But
I can imagine.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I said I can only imagine it was a lot going on, especially when you branched out and started working for other people. And so you have found the solution, that you've crafted the soaps and your products that help not only you but other people. So can you share with us about the types of soaps and the types of self-care that you started with your business?
She has a little delay, so bear with her.
I'm sorry, you cut out. Say it again. I'm sorry.
I understand she has a delay. So, can you share with us your first product that you launched?
Oh, yes.
As you were figuring everything out.
Yes, I have a sample right here. I'm not sure if it's unused. I hope so. Yeah, it is. Okay, so my first product was body butter. This is one of my body butters. Oh, sorry. There we go. This is one of my body butters from my Valentine's Day collection. It's called Man Magnet. This is what it looks like on the inside. Cute little swirl, a little bit of pink. My body butters are based with shea butter, avocado oil, apricot oil, jojoba oil, and arrowroot powder. That's how the unscented one is. And then the scented one, like this one, have fragrance oil and mica powder. But I'm currently working on phasing out the mica powder for a variety of reasons. I just feel like it will be more inclusive for people that can't use like glittery stuff or have more sensitive skin. I think it would just be more inclusive to them. But the point is, body butter is my first product. I haven't released anything else to the public, but I have worked on other formulations and I've tried them out. And there's one thing in particular that I really love that I made over the summer. I made my own body oil. But that's something that I'm hoping to release maybe next summer because I loved it. It was like my summertime staple, like every day. Like I was not missing a day with the body oil. And another product that I've recently had, that I've recently been trying is this. I think it's an oat milk and honey soap. A friend of mine, he knows like formulations. He's really smart, and he formulated this oat milk soap, and he sold me some samples, and I've been using it, and that's a new favorite of mine. So hopefully, I'll be able to bring my body oil and the oat milk soap to my website soon. To give us something a little new. But those are some of the products that I've had. Currently, I only have body butter. I think I'm at 9 different scents right now. Well, 8 different scents and 1 unscented. But currently, we're all about body butter and being moisturized.
Well, that's important. That's very, very important. So, what strategies are you using to develop your business, marketing, and letting people know that your body butter exists?
Right now, I've kind of taken a step back because currently I'm doing a digital marketing and e-commerce certificate with Google so I can further my education with marketing. I also took classes at my high school for marketing and different business things. But right now I post on TikTok and I mentioned it on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is personal, but I do talk about my business on there occasionally. And I also was posting Instagram Reels. Like I said, I'm rebranding. So a lot of my content that I didn't like, I've taken down so then I can start fresh with a new marketing strategy. And so then I can just correct my marketing. So things like making a funnel and just really studying my audience so I can reach them better. But the channels I normally use are TikTok and Instagram.
Okay, very great. So education is very important to you. It's very important to us as well. So that is super exciting. And will you be graduating from high school in the near future?
Oh, I already graduated. Like my diploma is it's like right above me, right?
Oh, great. Congratulations.
Thanks. Thank you.
So are you currently enrolled in college?
I am not. Instead, I'm just doing the digital marketing and e-commerce certification with Google. For one, although I've talked about college for the longest, As time has passed, like this fall season of me like not being in college and instead taking these online classes on my own, I'm realizing that maybe it wouldn't have been a great fit. Like I'm really enjoying the place that I'm in, like the period I'm in with my life right now of like building my own routine, my own habits, and I just feel like I'm getting to know myself as a woman better. So I just think that college wouldn't have been as good of a fit as it is for some people. I
Well,
would love to go to college in the future and get a degree, maybe like something in law, something really smart. Like,
well, guess what? You've already claimed that you're going to be a billionaire, and let me tell you, the percentage of billionaires without a degree are far more greater than those that do have one. So, you know, it doesn't have to be on the table if you don't want it to be. That's for
it's
sure.
like I want a degree, but I don't have to pursue it now. One day.
Yes, just ask Bill Gates. It's like, oh, what's your degree in? Oh, yeah, I didn't finish college, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've got $1 billion in the bank. Okay. Anything for you, Devon?
Man, her products is awesome. I personally have two of her formulas at my house. I gave it to my son. He loves it. He don't leave home without it. Wherever he travel, he takes it with him. He always makes sure it's in his bag. So I know her stuff is good. So definitely everybody, we threw the website up. Definitely go out to the website and see if you see something you like, and definitely get that. But I think a lot of young entrepreneurs are trying to find a way. And you have already taken so many of the steps that a lot of them have not done yet. What was the process like just getting started with your business?
The process of getting started at first, so like I said, I decided like a 100% decision, like, yeah, I'm gonna start this business in April of 2021. And for me at first, it was a lot of like watching YouTube videos because that was me dipping my toe in the water, trying to like get familiar, see what I really wanted to make as my first product. So I started watching videos of like how to make body butter, how to make body oil, and trying to better educate myself on things like sanitation when it comes to like building an at-home cosmetic lab, and also like skin safety, things you can and cannot put on the skin, or things that can be put on the skin but in certain percentages. So all my research started on YouTube. Then I started seeing how I could like legally protect myself. So things like getting my LLC, getting an EIN number. I also reached out to one of my older cousins. His name is Steven. He works in the music industry, but he also owns other businesses. So I reached out to him and asked him questions and pick his brain. I would also reach out to Devon and pick his brain about different business questions. But all of it started with me just trying to figure out my why, because I knew that was important. Without my why, I would easily just give up or be like, maybe this isn't for me, or lose my way. And without that, I could just also lose my vision. So that was one of the very first things I had to figure out. But then after that was a lot of the research and planning. And when I look back at the planning part, some things didn't make sense. Like, I can recognize my mistakes I've made throughout the way. Like, an example would be like, I don't know, I was like, oh, I'm going to buy 100 containers. It was just like a random number, but I started finding vendors for containers, labels, looking into how my labels were going to be designed, outsourcing for my logo. I had to outsource a couple times. I've seen a couple different versions of it that I didn't like, and then we finally got it right with some help from Devon.
Not to change it again.
Yeah.
Because we're rebranding.
Yeah. But the planning process, it was hard because I didn't really know who to look to, because I don't know anybody with a skincare business. I don't know a lot of people that are founders or that had businesses, so I just didn't really know who to turn to. So there were times that I really felt like, what now? Like, I don't know what to do, but I just took it one step at a time and just reminded myself that, hey, like, I'm not supposed to know. Like, it's my first time doing it, and just enjoy the journey.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's powerful in itself, because I think as adults in our Black community, I think that's something us elders, business owners need to be conscious of, is what are we putting out into the community so that others can find their way, because there's so many resources out there, but nobody is sharing the information, or promoting the information. So a lot of times people like yourself just don't know how to find that information. Just things like the Small Business Administration, SCORE, and so many other things in the community that can really help you, get started. So I'm happy you said that, and that's a reminder for me personally to make sure I do more to help others in the community find a way. Janelle, any questions?
Yes, well, I'm so glad that you mentioned your why, because a lot of business owners says it all starts with your why. And when you brought about the vision that you shared, having a vision at your age is just like really amazing. And, knowing that it takes knowing your why, it takes having a vision, and it sounds like you have faith because you launched out and branched out without seeing what does this look like? What is this going to be? And so how do you feel, how does your faith work in your plan with your business?
I feel like a lot of it was like me just being like, hey, like, it's gonna work out because I said it's going to. Like, and I know that sounds kind of messed up.
Well, that's
That's
how
the way
the
you
world
have
got
to be. That's the
created.
mindset you have to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how the world got created. It was spoken into existence. So you're saying to us that you spoke it into existence.
Yeah, I was like bound and determined, like, this is going to happen. I don't care what I have to put into it. It's going to happen because it's something I want. Like, when you have a desire, and obviously it's there for a reason, like, it doesn't just go away. If you're craving a chocolate bar, you're still going to crave it 2 days later if you didn't have it. Like, so it's like me having that desire that I wanted to make my business. I want to make skincare. I want to create a community of people that like can help each other learn different things about skincare. And, oh, I have this thing going on with my skin. Is there anybody else that can relate? Like, I didn't want people to feel how I felt with going through all my stuff, like figuring out why my skin like condition was happening, or the embarrassment. Because again, like, I really felt isolated. Like, I felt alone, especially I was in like middle school and then high school while this was happening. Middle schoolers are not nice. Like, so people can be very mean. Now I do have tough skin, so it wasn't too much, but mainly with my business, I just was determined that I wanted a community where people could ask each other questions and feel comfortable, and to help others. And again, it's going to happen because I said it was going to. So, yeah.
Very good. Awesome. And do you have programs that you serve the community with? And how do you connect with, people who you may find that may have a skincare concern that you can really truly help with? How do you source that?
The best way to do with that, I have a TikTok for my business, like I mentioned earlier. I also have one for like my personal page, even though my personal page is very similar in a way. It's a lot of get ready with me's, makeup videos, skincare videos, things like that. And a lot of times in my comments, there's a lot of talking going on, a lot of interaction between all of my viewers. And for one, I love to see that. Absolutely love to see that. But that's one way that I've been able to start building a community. And obviously, the more I show up on my personal page, and I can talk to them about my business, and I have before. Like, the more that I'm able to do that, the more I can create discussions around skin problems that people have and need help fixing. Aside self-care on my business page, a lot of it is me just talking about like dry skin issues, since that's what I specialize in right now, considering that I sell body butter. A lot of times if I meet people in person and they're like, oh, hey, I have eczema, I'll give them a free sample. I'll ask for before and after pictures and ask for them to let me know what it did for them. I've had, I kind of lost count. I wish I knew the exact number, but there's been a lot of people that I've just given free samples to, or like little goodie bags I've made. And I'm like, hey, I know you told me you had eczema. Like, here you go. Especially being in high school, I was able to just ask people in my classes, ask people at lunch, ask my friends' friends and stuff like that. Like, oh, hey, like, oh, you have eczema? I'd be like, oh, you're like a diamond in the rough. Let me give you a goodie bag. So that's one way I've been able to like cultivate a community and also help people that are suffering from skincare issues and don't really have anything to help them.
So how do you so thanks so much for sharing that. It's very important to, support your community in that way. And then of course, the free samples is where you can get business, and it's like, oh, I like this, so give me more free samples. Yeah. No, here, go to the website and purchase and make a purchase. So that's a very good marketing strategy that you use there as well. And I had a question that came to mind about the self-care. And knowing that, how do you take time for yourself to implement all of this? Because I know morning routines are really popular. And, when you shower in the morning, you shower at night, what's the process? And, how do you keep yourself, focused and centered on the process of self-care?
Oh, I want you to know how much I love this question. For me, this goes back to something I was saying earlier about how I feel like I'm being able to learn myself more as a woman, because I finally do have a morning routine and a night routine. I used to not. And I'm somebody that I hate feeling controlled, but I really need structure. And I know it. It's just hard to implement it sometimes. But I finally got like my morning and night routine down. So for my morning routine, wake up, try not to be on my phone the goal is an hour, but sometimes it's really hard for that to happen because I know it's not good for your brain to be on your phone first thing in the morning, but sometimes it just happens. After that, I go ahead, stretch, make my bed, brush my teeth, do my skincare routine. Currently, and with brushing my teeth, I also really like oil pulling. That's really good for your teeth, like your gum health. It helps whiten your teeth. It's also natural. So you just pop some coconut oil in, swish it for like, they say 10 minutes. You can do 5. And then you spit it out in the trash can because it can mess up your pipe drains if you put it in the sink. And then you move on from that. I also really like tongue scraping. That gets like everything off your tongue. You will feel so fresh and clean. Like it's a whole new level of fresh and clean. And the best way to do that is to get a metal tongue scraper, specifically copper, because copper is more antimicrobial than what the regular metal ones are. But the little silicone ones work just fine too. They're just not as hygienic. But after that, I do my skincare routine, which normally consists of washing my face. Right now, I'm using I think it's 3 different serums. It's hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, a toner, and snail mucin. If you guys didn't know, snail mucin is probably what you're thinking. It's literally the little slimy trail that comes out from snails. It has a lot of skincare benefits. They filter it and give a little razzle dazzle to it, and then you put it onto your skin. It helps protect your skin barrier and also really repair it. So that's like normally how I get my day started. I also recently have been implementing like different teas. So in the morning, I really like green tea. At night, I'm really rocking with chamomile, or I think the brand is called Bigelow. Their tea brand, they have like a Sweet Dreams tea. That's amazing at night. But anyway, that's how I get my day started. And then normally I'll listen to a podcast or a little bit of music and just rock out. For the nighttime, that's where things get kind of rocky because right now I work in a restaurant. Like that's like my day job, like, you know.
Yes.
And because of that, sometimes I don't get home at a normal time. Sometimes I'm getting home at 11, sometimes it's 8, sometimes it's 9. Because they never let you off at the time they schedule you at. It's always like it depends on what's going on in the restaurant. Ideally, I stop eating by 8 o'clock because I like to do intermediate fasting. So ideally, I'm not eating by like 8 o'clock. Go ahead and brush my teeth, floss, all the skincare situation again. But at night, I really enjoy reading and journaling because it just helps me like journaling. That can do so many things for you. It can really help you if you have anxiety, how I do sometimes. It can really help calm your mind and get all the jumbled like chaos that's going on up here out and on a page, so then you can wind down for the night. Reading, I've just always been a bookworm. I did Battle of the Books when I was in elementary school. Like I love reading. So that's just a way for me to not be on my phone at night because they also say you're not supposed to be on your phone like an hour before bed, which again is hard. So
Yes.
reading has really helped me with that. Like last night I read a whole book. It was a poetry book, so it was an easy read, but that was a good way to get me like wind down. At nighttime, that normally happens after like a shower. Speaking of which, I have a favorite soap right now. It's like this peppermint oil soap. It just makes your skin feel like it's like whistling, if that makes sense. Like it feels very, really like peppermint tea, like really clean, if that makes sense. Anyway,
Yes.
but that's what like my nighttime routine looks like. And also I have a Stanley cup and I fill it with water and have some tea. So the tea, then the water. But you know.
Yeah. So as an entrepreneur, it's very important to have a morning and evening ritual. Well, I
Yeah.
like to, it's routine ritual, and that works for you. And I love the fact that you say that you do the journaling and, being a business owner and having your own business and juggling the life challenges is very important to have that structure in place. So thanks so much
Mm.
for sharing all of those success tips that I would like to relate to that. Isn't that right, Devon? The success tips for business. So you're on your way to your billionaire status, because I think in every book I've read, this is what you shared is what people actually do that are
I,
successful in business.
that makes me so happy.
Yes.
That's genuinely like genuinely one of my favorite things that I've started doing because before I used to just wake up and just like it was just like wake up, no routine, just like hopping into my day. But now with like the routine, I feel like it's a nice slow roll into the day, and I also know what to expect. Um, my favorite part in all of it has definitely been the journaling because through me journaling, I've been able to like just really reconnect with myself and get to know myself better. Like I know as people, it's really easy to think like, oh yeah, I know myself, like just because you're with yourself all the time. But sometimes you got to sit down and like ask yourself questions or like answer journaling prompts. And by me doing that, it's really helped me get to know different parts of myself more, like discover things I didn't even know was there. I was like, oh wow, I guess I do kind of like that, or whatever the case may be. But that's been my favorite thing. So if you guys take anything, go journal.
Okay, great. Well, any last words or final words for you, Devon?
No, it's been a great. I love the self-care routine. I gotta develop my own routine.
Mm-hmm.
Start
You gotta
taking
get
care of
right.
myself.
Definitely. So I know journaling is what you ended us with, Josiah, but what is your final word for today and what you will want to share with the audience. And then if you are watching this on a replay, please let us know that you're watching on replay. Please do like, follow, and share Power Fridays Live. And please share this video so that you can inspire your young person in your life to say, hey, this other person is doing her own business, so maybe you can too. And as parents, it's always important to inspire your young people. So what would you say to that?
I would say if you have a want and a desire to achieve something, go at it full force. It's not going to always feel good or comfortable. And there's a lot of fear and anxiety that can come with it. But no matter what, just remind yourself that you got this. And also to be kind to yourself. It's easy to beat yourself up and be negative when you feel like things aren't going your way. But just push forward and remain kind.
Very good. I'm so glad you shared that, because on Monday, November 13th, it is World Kindness Day.
Aww.
So in case you didn't know. And so we do thank you so much, Josiah, for being with us tonight. And I'm so excited about your business. I look forward to ordering some body butter because, it's going to be, really good, for moisturizing and skin care and, just develop that whole routine with the skincare. Then it's always good to try something new to see if it works better for you. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. As we always say, be, do, and have the greatness that you desire, because the greatness is in you. And so we're so glad that you saw the greatness in yourself, Josiah, so that you can share it with the world, through your body butters, just as a start. So thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We'll see you next time, next week. Have a great weekend. Next week on Power Fridays Live, we have another awesome entrepreneur who will join us. And the entrepreneur of the evening it just keeps getting better and better. So we will see you next week on Power Fridays Live. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.